This is Dawson Meadows, and here's what's out there. Well, this week's show is dedicated to the 7.29% of the population of Fort Smith that voted to continue the 5% street tax and deny 1% of that to building multi-use trails. I'd like to thank God for the 3 days of torrential rain leading up to the election, causing the streets to flood, turds to float, and people to rant. TheCityWire.com reports that Fort Smith voters overwhelmingly renewed the 1% sales tax. Well, if 6,267 of 86,700 is considered overwhelmingly, then folks, it's time for me to hang it up. But instead, I encourage you to visit DawsonMeadows.tittydips.com and donate to the Fort Smith Multi-Use Trail Kickstarter campaign that was just launched. I promise the money donated will go to trails, not scotch and cigars, or faster cars, or across the river. I promise. Read more on the recent elections statewide and how the street lover sewer saver savior, Jerry Fleming, has now turned his attention towards helping find ways to fund trails, fresh after his attempt and success of diverting a plan to fund trails. Because I don't know why. More on this at thecitywire.com. Zero Mountain is more than 6 months into expanding with its Zero Mountain Logistics Company. The new division employs 30 people, including 17 truck drivers, with plans to employ 50 by the end of the year and have up to 35 trucks and drivers running coast to coast within the region. More on this at thecitywire.com. Well, Whirlpool Vice President said Tuesday, May 12th, that a successful redevelopment plan for the company's shuttered manufacturing plant, Associated 95 acres, will likely require a strategic demolition and a plan to repurpose the property into smaller parcels. You know, when I think of strategic demolition, I only think of George Bailey throwing rocks at the window of the old Granville house at Bedford Falls. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've lost all touch of reality. I mean, you know, this vote's got... Please note, don't go throw rocks at the Whirlpool building. Thank you. Well, it's a big weekend of things to do, starting with a fundraiser for the Kitties and Canines, a low-cost spay and neuter clinic in Fort Smith. Petropolitan is set for Friday night at Golden Living. A live neutering will take place on stage. No, that is gross and illegal. Also, check out the Western Heritage Art Show at the Frisco Station on Friday night with an opening reception. And then this Saturday, things to do in Fort Smith. Arvest Bank and Kisser 93 present the second annual Judge Parker's Rope For at Harry E. Kelly Riverfront Mud Pit Park in downtown Fort Smith. Yes, folks, it is going to be a mud pit, but lots of fun. The Golden Noose Trophy is up for grabs. All are encouraged to come out and watch this tug-of-war challenge coming up at noon on Saturday. The Western Heritage Art Show will also continue Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Frisco Station. See even more things to do during this Fort Smith Western Heritage Month, including details on a cowboy-mounted shooting demonstration next weekend and a 5K color dash at the start of the Old Fort Days Rodeo Parade on Memorial Day at thingstodoinfortsmith.com. This is Dawson Meadows with The City Wire and Things to Do in Fort Smith, two local .coms bringing you local news and things to do. Until next week, keep your head up if you're a trail lover, and pull your head out if you're not. And remember, this dash is for you. It's gonna be real good. Ow, ow, ow. Mic check, can you hear me up there? Good.